What's going on, guys? So as we get ready to put this transmission back in, obviously we're still waiting for it, but we've got to do a few things that are going to help keep this thing cool. That's going to be absolutely essential for the longevity of this thing. So first things first, what we're going to do is we are going to use some exhaust wrap, and we're going to wrap the headers. All right, so there's a little bit of a method to the madness. You want to start at the bottom, and on the wrap itself, there's this edge that has the seam, and this edge is a little more free. This edge you want towards the bottom, and then you just wrap around. So basically, you always start at the bottom, but at the same time, you're going to start your big wrap at the bottom. So to give you an idea, you just can't get between all of these tubes. So I start like here on each of them where that separates into the main tube, but I can actually get to, like this. This one has a little bit more space than the other one. So I'll do this one from here up, and then I'm gonna leave this one blank, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap all of this, and then I'll wrap these three, and then I'll wrap, and then the wrap will continue on this one. So like, for example, this one actually is the main roll for the most part on that. So to give you an idea, for these two long tube headers, I use two, I think they're 50-foot rolls. Yeah, two 50-foot rolls, and this is all of the waste that I had between both rolls. So not a lot. You're gonna use it all. All right, well, in an effort to keep everything cool, I got one of these heat shield products, lava tubes, and I believe it's the 3/4 inch. Anyway, part number 280002, and I put that on the fuel line. So I got that. I just ripped out the old transcooler lines that I made, and I'm gonna try and harvest these fittings so we can reuse them, so that way I don't have to rebuy them. As you can see behind me, we took the grill out, and that's because what we're doing today, I just want to make room for it, is we're going to mount a transmission cooler. So the one that is in the radiator that's built into it, I just don't trust it. So I had to get some like adapter fittings, and those adapter fittings didn't really work great. I went through like 3 or 4 different ones to try and get the right, it's a really weird thread pitch. It's a cheapo radiator basically, and just couldn't get it to match up. It's always leaked. So what we're gonna do, we are going to use this Durale. It's the 10,000 series. So what that means is it's 19 rows of stacked plates. So this will be absolutely sufficient for what we need. But basically we need to make a bracket to get that mounted, as well as make some new transcooler lines. So let me show you what we're dealing with, and we will start from there. So mounting this, you can use this mounting kit. What this does, these plastic rods go through between the plates, through the fins, And then what you do is you put that through the radiator and you just mount it right to the radiator. Problem here is with a full shroud as well as dual fans, there's not really any room for that to happen. I can get like 2 of them in there good, and then the other ones would be in the way of the fan basically. So we're gonna mount it right in here. You can mount this 2 different ways. You can do this way. Get my arm out of the way. You could do something like this, or you could do something like this. Now, because of where the trans cooler lines come out on the passenger side, they're gonna come through the the core support right through here, and then we'll run them up to these. So this will be kind of recessed, tucked back in like that. Those will have AN fittings on either side. Yeah, we need to make a bracket that's going to basically hold it right in the middle there. So easy peasy. Good news is these little flanges are just over 1.5 inches, which means 1.5 inch bar stock, 1/8 inch thick will absolutely suffice. All right, so that's in, bolts up nice. I can now take this all out, take the brackets out, get them cleaned up, get them painted, and then after that we can start running cooler lines. All right, well there it is all mounted up, painted and everything. Grinder and paint, make the welder you ain't. Anyway, so that's good. I mean, that is really solid. That's not going anywhere. The whole truck moves when I shake that. So that's good. Next, we need to make our cooler lines. And I'm looking at these 2 holes in the firewall, and I would prefer them to come out of this as opposed to this one. Because then we have crossover. It's got a little bit further to travel. So I'm going to undo a couple of the wires so we can run this down through here, and then we'll get our cooler lines run through there. Okay, that's rerouted. I got the AN fittings on the cooler itself, so let's start making up some lines. All right, so I have those rough cut to roughly the right length. I'll get them finished cut once the transmission is in, but those are set and good to go. And that's where I'm gonna call it. I am very tired. But that's okay, because we're gonna get this bad boy in there relatively soon, and we'll get everything finished, plumbed, and fired up. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.